Welcome everyone to another episode of The Zone 4, sponsored by bacon, crispy, delicious, and a fine addition to any meal. This week, Brant, John, the Professor, and Captain Ron find themselves in a great adventure, which we had to call, Where the Heck Are My Pants?
Oh man, planning our 250th episode has been so chaotic. It's been a real bear. The last thing I remember was packing to head to... Wait a minute. This doesn't look right. This isn't my apartment. These aren't my clothes. Why in the world would I wear a blazer and khakis to bed? That's why pajamas were invented. I better head outside and see what's going on.
Brant, they got you too?
John? Yeah. Any idea where we are?
Well, I think we're stuck in some strange suburb. Except for that building over there with the large green dome, nothing stands out. In fact, the local map labels, everything says the beach, the forest. But weren't we working on rehearsals for our 250th show?
Yeah, we were, and then I heard some strange hissing.
Hey guys, what the hell's going on here?
Captain, you're here too?
Damn right I am. And I want to know, who the heck selected our wardrobe? It looks like we were dressed up by an accounting firm.
Maybe these weird buttons with the bicycles on them have a clue. I mean, according to this, I'm number 8,603.
Oh, I'm okay. I'm number 27. That works.
I have a 10 with 100 in smaller numbers against it.
Technically, John, that's a Google.
No, Gordon. Google is what you use to find things online.
Oh, great. Here we go again. They're going to argue.
No, John. A Google is the second largest number of in mathematics, next to infinity.
Well, at least I don't have some dumb little symbol on my button.
It's not dumb. I have pi, which is the mathematical symbol.
Hey, is there any coffee with that?
Coffee, Ron?
Well, yeah, of course, Gordon. Everybody knows you have to have coffee with pie.
Guys, seriously, we got to get our bearings. Just where the heck are we?
In the village.
The village? Hey, I've heard of that place. It's where they send spies who resign or are uncooperative or might make trouble. Once they're sent here, they're never heard from again.
What do you want? Information. Hey, idiot, call 411.
So tell us, whose side are you on?
That would be telling.
Which is why we're asking.
We want information. Information.
Well, you won't get it.
By hook or by crook, we will.
Who are you?
The new 50. The new number 2.
If you're number 2, then who's number 1?
Brant, this is no time for potty humor. This is a family podcast. You have been given numbers, and I have taken away your name.
Wasn't that a Johnny Rivers song?
We are not numbers. We are free men.
And I want all of you to join me. In fact, I have a special escort for you. Again, this is a family podcast.
Hey, it's a rover, a large something that eats people.
It's a big bleeping balloon.
Okay, guys, I think we should practice the better part of valor.
Does that involve running away?
Yes, it does.
Let's leg it. Guys, we're not the only ones here. Look, there's a plane fuselage and what's that written on? Does that say Oceanic Airlines?
I don't know. There's a boat with a hole on it further down the shore, and it seems to have the words SS Minnow on it.
This might be the right place to insert a joke about a 3-hour tour.
Guys, look in the other direction. Am I crazy, or is that the head of the Statue of Liberty?
So let me get this straight. We're stuck in the village, where we can check out any time we like, but we can never leave.
Okay, Brant, technically, that's the Hotel California.
Professor?
Yes?
Please shut up.
I can't believe we're running from a bleeping balloon. All we need is a pointy stick. Wait a minute. Here's one right by my foot. Hey, Brant, catch.
Thanks. Here, Rover, 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 get the nice stick. That's it. Closer. Closer. Yeah! See, guys, it was that easy.
Yeah, right. Not when there are 3 of them, Brant.
And so, our intrepid band is escorted by the strange white globes to the mysterious building with the green dome. Entering the strange structure, they find themselves in a room filled with...
Hey, announcer, you want to quit padding your part? You're not being paid by the word, you know.
This is... Whoa! Some of this stuff is really cutting edge. But the decor is just... It's a little too groovy. It's kind of like Greg Brady and Keith Partridge's bachelor pad.
And look, in the middle of the room, there's another big ball there.
I think that's a chair.
Huh.
I'm glad you've joined me, gentlemen.
It'd be nice if we could see you.
Let me turn myself around.
Holy smokes! You fiend! Only one person could have been maniacal enough to pull off such an audacious plot.
It's none other than our sworn nemesis.
Dan Didio?
It's Didio.
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 A 1 and a 2 and a...
Let's call the whole thing off.
Knock it off, you two. You four have been a constant thorn in my side for years. You publicly mocked and ridiculed me. And now, I have you as my prisoners, as I hold my scary-looking ray gun on you.
Really, dude, all you've done is given us ample time to mock and ridicule you. Not really a smart plan.
But that's part of my overall plan soon. I will be kidnapping many other critics, the outhousers, your colleagues at Comic Related, that accursed Chris Ventura of Dark Avenger. Ugh, I hate him. And with you out of the way, I can progress in part of my plan, or I put out the kind of comics that I continue to put out.
You heartless monster. How dare you hold us captive against our wills?
You know, Danny boy, that's a pretty okay plan, but with two major flaws. First, you're expecting us to just sit here and do nothing. Which, mind you, is not that big of a stretch for us. And the second...
The second is that this plot is being launched by the same guy who thought hiring Rob Liefeld to write 3 comics was a good idea.
You can mock me however you want. But now, I have you in my power, Professor. Go onto your social network into everything. And invite your colleagues.
Okay, wait a second, Danny. You want me to go over to that computer, get onto Facebook and Twitter and all that other cool social media stuff, and tell all of our Legionnaires to come over to this island?
Why, yes, of course.
Oh, okay. Captain, would you come help me? I may have some trouble. I can't tell the difference between Norvell Page and a Pop-Tart.
Oh, good. That's easy. Pop-Tarts are frosted.
Okay, Captain, could you please come over and help me? I will need something from you.
Oh, I get it.
So are we just going to sit here and do nothing?
Brant, I just said a minute ago, that's what we're good at.
But just how are we going to pass the time then?
Charades!
Oh, brother.
And so our intrepid heroes played 2 hours of gobsmackingly awkward charades with their evil hosts. And as the Professor and Captain Ron finished intrepid keyboard acrobats, they joined Brant and John in a pulse-pounding session of...
Hey, Mr. Announcer, we're not paying you by the syllable. Just stick to the script already.
Yeah, you're worse than that bleeping robot from Transmissions.
Charades! We join in progress as I call my temp agency to arrange a higher fee.
Jim Anthony, super detective.
No, it's Bacon.
It's that thing with that guy.
Oh, I know. Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of self-actualization.
John was right. It is that thing with that guy.
Wait, could it be? Is it?
What's going on here?
Hi diddly-do, this is the Airship 27 Autopilot Strategy 5000. Please note that this program only operates when one or more of the Zone 4 hosts have been held captive. We're asking nicely that you please let them go, and in return, our automatic weapons protocols will not turn on. This means, as a result, the airship will not lose its inventory of bullets, laser guns, bombs, and any other weapons. And you will be able to continue taking in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide, thereby maintaining this planet's delicate balance.
So, Professor, when were you supposed to be on Facebook?
Well, when I was on Facebook, I simply updated our page status, www.facebook.com/Zone4Podcast, and the airship's computer automatically checked in. The captain kindly gave me the access code for the Autopilot 5000, and so...
Here we are.
But you lied to me. You were supposed to tell your Legionnaires to come to the island.
So what? I lied.
You lied to Dan Didio. I'm impressed.
Jigs up, Didio. Let us go.
But wait. I have the Professor's matter transfer thingamajig in my hand. You won't get off this island easily. My good friend, Brian Azzarello, is now here to take over the Airship 27 hangar as we speak.
Azzarello? That does it.
Ugh.
That's one knuckle sandwich, bacon-free, courtesy of Airship 27. Professor, catch.
Got it. Now just flip the control and...
Wow, man, I'm so glad to be out of there. I thought we'd never see the bridge again.
Just let me set a course out of here, guys. That was a tough scrape. I'm glad we're out of such a precarious situation, amigos.
Yeah, cursed forever to dress like rejects from the Sears catalog.
Oh, I don't know, John. There's something about this outfit on me that just simply screams intellectual babe magnet.
Screams does seem to be the appropriate word when describing that get-up on you, Professor.
I don't know, guys. I'm just glad to be out of there. And now nothing can possibly go wrong.
Hello, guys. I'm back. Did you miss me?
Oh, no.
It's the robot from Transmissions.
And we're stuck with them.
And that has been another exciting episode of the Zone 4. Tune in next time for the episode titled Low, There Shall Be a Gladman, when Brant says...
What kind of sick mind prefers broccoli over bacon? And welcome back to The Zone. I'm Brant Fowler, a.k.a. DJ Honk.
I'm John Wilson, a.k.a. VoiceBox 5000.
I'm Gordon Domowski, a.k.a. the charming, witty member of Zone 4.
And I'm Captain Ron Fortier. And it's live Saturday... No, wrong show. It's that 250th anniversary of Zone 4. And they thought we'd never get past 2 shows. What did they know?
I'm telling you, everybody thought it was over after 200. I mean, Spider-Man almost killed us. But
I mean, all those nasty letters we got. I mean, some people can be really vile.
I'm telling you. Stop sending those letters, Gladman.
Yeah, really. Get your mama with that mouth? Jeez.
But,
yeah, Bill, let me just say, now's a really good time to go brew yourself a nice hot cup of chamomile tea and practice some meditation.
There you go.
Or some medication.
Either one, yeah. But yeah, like Ron said, this is our 250th episode. Very excited. It's the first episode of the year. And it's kind of dawning in a new era for Zone 4, as you'll find out over the course of this episode. Yeah. Okay, I thought somebody said
we have tons of some really cool announcements that we're going to be sharing with all you Legionnaires in the course of this really special show. And we'd like to thank all our guests who politely declined to join us. We're not taking any offense to that at all. And see if we're on your show anytime soon, though.
Yeah.
Not like it's a special occasion or anything.
And, hey, do we have any kind of a sponsor for this auspicious episode?
Sponsor of the week.
I don't know, do we, Gordon?
Actually, yes, we do. The American Bacon Institute is sponsoring us for our 250th. And you know, if you like bacon, they help promote bacon. You know, the same way that the American Dairy Institute used to do the Got Milk ads. The American Bacon Institute, we're hoping that they'll send us plenty of free products. So, American Bacon Institute, thank you for sponsoring, and send us bacon.
There you
Absolutely.
go. All right. Well, geez, that's a great way to start the new year. I like that.
Always can use more bacon. Good things.
Segway!
All right. So, the format for this particular episode is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to give you your regular headlines, topic time, all that stuff. So we're just going to kind of have some fun with this. And what is going on with the sticker in the background? Okay, that's the kind of show this is going to be. Fluid and chaotic and crazy.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, exactly.
And
fluids running all through it.
Yeah, and speaking of fluids, just to let everyone know, we've all been, luckily Brant was able to work with a local distillery to get us all some fine, some cases of Kentucky bourbon. So it's going to be that kind of show, folks.
Like, we do have Chuck Moore as our hookup from the Charlie Tonic show there.
I'm always amazed that he does that show and gets through it every week, really,
I'm amazed constantly, too.
He is a competition drinker.
There you go.
I joked about this on the recap. He actually posted, was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, or Wednesday, that he was, they drank some bourbon for breakfast because they were recording the Bottoms Up segment of the show. And he called it the Breakfast of Champions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was over there the other day, and he gave me a taste of this new beer that he had. And, after he finished the rest of it, he was saying, I really don't think I should drink beer this early in the morning.
Any time is a good time to drink beer, in my opinion.
There you go.
This was a little beer intense.
The echoes are starting.
Yeah,
I've had plenty of beer
intense. I forget what kind it was, but it was beer intense.
Yeah.
Although I did win a little drinking wager against him.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. He had a Boxing Day party, as anybody who follows him on Facebook will know.
Mm-hmm.
And the point, or one of the points of that, was to get me drunk. Because with all the medications I'm on now and all the medications I have been on in my youth, I haven't been drunk for a good 2 decades or more. So he tried to get me drunk at Boxing Day. Drank considerably at the party, and then we went to his favorite local pub called the Vogue. Give the Vogue a little love. It was my first time there, but he goes there often.
So everybody knows his name, huh?
Everybody knows his name. And we drank more there, up to the point where I had to stop him. I never got more than a headache. I almost had to carry him back to the house. I was telling him, I can't carry you because of my broken shoulder, so I think you need to quit.
Yeah.
And the poor boy was most definitely hurting the next day. I told his girlfriend, I'm sorry I broke him. He texted in, he was asleep in the bedroom. He texted into the living room asking for someone to bring him Advil and water. So, not to shatter his, copious drinking image, but I sort of drunk him under the table. and still haven't been drunk. So.
Wow.
Chuck Moore was originally supposed to guest on this episode, but I think he's too hungover now.
As the French like to say, he's in his cups.
This isn't drink related. He's actually under the weather a bit.
Yeah, he is.
And by weather we mean weather bourbon. No, he's just under the weather and was unable to make it today. But
yeah,
it all draws back to him. If it wasn't for the wacky little website, we wouldn't have our wacky little shows. So
that's right.
There you go.
Which we've chronicled many times over the course of the show.
Yeah, I can't say that.
I think you're trying now.
Apparently I'm in my cups.
Hey, I want to put this out here because, again, this is basically an ad-lib show. Mm-hmm. And for all our listeners and our regulars, and we do have a bunch of regulars who listen every single week, and God bless every one of you, really sincerely, okay? And we know you like the skits, which is why they're fun for us to do as well. And, applause goes out to the professor here who wrote this particular script for this episode. And just so you know, we actually did a run-through before what you just heard at the beginning of the show. And if anybody out there really wants to hear what the four of us are all about, reading it for the first time, maybe we can get Brad to do a special outtake bonus, recording for you diehards who want to hear how we flubbed it up from line to line.
I thought the first one through was funnier.
Oh, okay.
I think it was because it was our first reactions to each other and everything. That would definitely be a treat for everybody to hear.
Yeah, especially me screaming at everyone.
Or us cracking up the first time you do your voice.
And plus we had a couple of shots in between the first recording and the second recording. So
we did. Okay. Actually, that's a weird thing too. Cause it's exactly what you guys are saying. Honestly, when we read it through the first time, I mean, the gags hit us personally, and that's why we had a real tough time containing ourselves, and when we flubbed it up like with too much fun. And we got that under control for the second recording. So, hey, give us some reaction. Again, kudos to Gordon. There's some really funny stuff in the skit. And hopefully, if we played it at least semi-straight to get it across, the point was to get you people to chuckle and to laugh. And again, give us some feedback. We really want to hear what you thought of it. And again, like I said, hopefully we can post the outtakes, and you'll get a real kick out of that.
Yeah. Absolutely. Maybe eventually, if we get enough of these skits done, we'll create just like an entire show just of the skits.
We have to.
Yeah.
We have to. I've lost count how many we've done since the four of us became the revolving host of the show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I know.
Radio hour.
Yeah, exactly. I know we've done at least 4, maybe more. I don't remember. But, fun stuff.
I mean, I remember a Halloween show.
Yeah.
We did one with the Mormons.
Yeah. We did a couple of Halloween ones. And that one.
We did a couple of con ones.
Yeah, we did.
Right, we did. Yeah.
So for all our listeners.
We gotta go on.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Gordon?
I was about to say, for our listeners, go to bigfinish.com and request that they do, because they do like Doctor Who and Sherlock Holmes audio dramas. Ask them, say, you should do a line of Zone 4 audio dramas.
Yeah, there you go. Let's get as many of you to contact Big Finish as possible, and maybe they'll actually contact us. Be like, we'll pay you for this. That'd be nice. Oh, shoot. All right, so...
I suppose while I think of it, I should explain my absence last week.
Oh, yeah, okay. That would be a good thing.
I was actually supposed to be here and had every intent. But at the time we were recording the show last week, I was pinned to my bed with the worst vertigo that I have ever had in my life.
Quick, call Green Arrow. No, I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. It actually felt like that. It felt like I was being subjected to Count Vertigo, honestly, for 6 hours. So,
wow.
I couldn't get out of my bed. I mean,
yeah.
My phone was in the living room. My bedroom is one room over. I couldn't get from the bed to the living room to get my phone.
Seriously, yeah. Chuck and I we couldn't get a hold of him.
Yeah.
And all day long we were like freaking out. And we were messaging each other. And I was like, call Ken, Chuck. Call Ken and find out what's going on.
Yeah, because I was gonna call my wife Kim, saying like, call an ambulance, call somebody to come help me because. At one part I said, holy crap, am I dying? Because the entire world was just like spinning at super speed the whole time. I had to keep my eyes completely closed. And even then, I could see like speed lines going through my eyes. It was like freaking me out. It was a mess.
Yeah. Is this some kind of a drug reaction or something?
Apparently it was an inner ear infection.
Ooh, okay.
And,
all right.
And the first day it was really bad. Like I said, it went on for 6 hours. The second day it would like come around for an hour and then go away for an hour and then come around again, go away, and so as the days progressed, it got less. And then my wife only made me go to an immediate care place. It was the weekend by then, so we couldn't go to our regular doc. But she said go to an immediate care place, and He's like, here, antibiotics, ear infection, go away now.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Wow.
So knock on, whatever object is near you. That never happens to me again. That crap actually scared me.
Yeah, no,
I'm sure it did.
scared all of us too. I mean,
Yeah, like I said, I couldn't get to my phone. I couldn't call anybody. And, I wasn't close enough to internet, and not that I could have seen to type anyway.
right.
It would have come out as gibberish.
So anybody that listened to last week's episode, we didn't know this when we recorded.
Yeah, everyone.
Yeah, we thought Dan Didia ninjas had come and stolen John away or something.
So all the fun we had at John's expense for missing the show, just ignore all that.
Yeah, no, I haven't listened to last week's yet. I wanted to listen to it to see what was said. Just because in retrospect, it's funny.
Yeah.
At the time, not so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just glad to have you back and you're okay.
Thank you. Well, as okay as I ever am.
Yeah, well, you'll be a little bit more okay, and as this episode goes live, John's having surgery.
Yeah, I'm unconscious as this episode goes live, by the way.
And not in the good fun way.
No, right.
Someone is stabbing me with something sharp and pointy, cutting me open about the time this hits. So.
But hopefully,
hey, we wish you good luck with that.
Yeah,
for sure.
So if I don't die on the table, I'll be here next week.
And if you do die and not here next week, please don't. Please don't.
Please let us know so we don't make fun of you.
Yeah, then you'll hear the first ever Zone 4 funeral episode.
Well, now we're getting.
Oh, can we shift direction? It's getting a little dark in here.
Yeah. Hey, I put out a segue branch here for you, Brant, which I thought you might want to jump in on because of all the announcements that you have to make this episode in regards to the host and revolving host.
Wait, there's announcements?
No, I decided not to do any. It was just all farce. There's no.
It was a crazy plan he had.
No.
Okay.
No,
I actually slipped him some booze and he got drunk.
No, we can.
Well, actually, John was going to have some cheerleaders from the what is it? The Denver Broncos were going to come and take over the show for a couple of weeks, but you guys don't want to do that. That's okay.
Yeah. Well, they would have been those. They would have been those husky cheerleaders like in the Mickey video back in the 80s. The ones that are always on the bottom of the pyramid because they have to hold up everyone else.
Yeah.
So they're the slightly bigger girls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, and I had to definitely veto the whole idea of bringing Dan Didio and Todd McFarlane as co-hosts. I am just completely opposed to that idea. I think it's a bad idea.
Hey, it's not my fault Jim Lee's so busy.
Well, at least it wasn't bad as Ron's suggestion of bringing Rob Liefeld on the show to defend himself every week. That wasn't going to work.
He better defend himself like a Star Trek episode where they're stuck in the gladiatorial ring.
Oh, yeah.
There's that music in the background. Dun, 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 dun,
Dun 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 dun.
Yeah, that stuff.
Yeah, we can make one of the announcements now. That's fine. Since you went in that direction, Ron, I'll just say we are adding cast members. And we'll tell you who throughout the show. The first one we've already mentioned in the show, so I'll break that. Chuck Moore is going to be a regular cast member. About once every 6 weeks, he'll sit in one of the chairs. We're going
to play musical chairs, and every week one of us will drop off.
Yeah. So it's going to be
not in his cups.
Yeah, exactly. Or when he is, it might be an interesting show. But.
Yeah, I would definitely listen if Chuck were on and the four of you, like three of you got smashed, but John was like the sober one, because I just think the comedy the way that John would speak and just the vicious put downs, I think that would be funny.
That probably would be funny. But yeah, so you can expect Chuck Moore to be a regular Zone 4 cast member every 6 weeks from here on out. So there you go.
That is awesome. I'm tickled pink about that.
Yeah, and I mean, Chuck he was temporarily a host for the show for a while when we had a cast shakeup at one point. But yeah, he's kind of stepped away from the comic related podcast to focus on other stuff, and now it's great to have him back for to be on one of the shows regularly, talking about comics and stuff.
So, hey, we should all be flattered. Of the podcast choices that Chuck had, he chose Zone 4.
Yeah, absolutely.
There you go.
So
The cream rises to the top.
there you go.
We just hope there's a comic about booze that particular week.
But yeah, so many more announcements to come throughout the show. In all seriousness, it's going to be. I was adding. I actually told the guys I've got 2 more announcements I got to make. I just told them this today. So yeah, all kinds of.
Thanks for keeping us posted, Brent. We like that.
Oh yeah.
2 seconds before we go on the air.
It's
Wing it. All right. Hey.
Wait, we're on a podcast?
Yeah. You thought we were just hanging out.
I gotta ask. And here we are, 2014. Do any of you even bother with resolutions, or is that passe, and why even bother?
I do. I never follow through with them, but I do make them.
He swears he's going to get out of those pajamas.
Please.
I was telling some friends my resolution this year is to keep my resolution. So. We'll see how that plays out.
All right. No, they should design. Right? Don't you think, though, Brent? They should not. I mean, I've seen some of this. Maybe you guys have television commercials for the ladies, where they design evening wear, casual lounge wear to look like jeans or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, so shouldn't they make men's pajamas to look like khakis or Dockers or whatever, so that you could still lounge around, but answer the door without any trepidation if somebody comes over?
Ron, you're gonna laugh, but right now I have a pair of pajama pants on that look like blue jeans.
See, I'm sucking.
They're girls' pants, but
No.
he still has them on.
No, they're not. Oh, it's funny. They look just like jeans too. It's crazy.
Lucky you. There you go.
See, I'm prepared.
Does the top have little horses and cowboys on them?
No.
No, okay. I'm disappointed then.
Oh, they're Wranglers, right?
They're Wrangler. It's Wrangler.
They kind of do look like Wranglers, actually.
Wrangler jammies for men.
Oh, Lord. But no,
With the pocket for your shoes.
I'll tell you one resolution I do have, and that is to finally get the Wannabes Kickstarter out there so we can get that book back on track.
Wow.
I've been talking to somebody. I don't want to say who because we haven't gone over details, but I've been talking to somebody about actually publishing it, so we'll see what happens. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. All right. So, if any of you saw what I posted on our Zone 4 Facebook page, which all of you out there should have signed on to already, and if you haven't, shame on you, get to it. I actually posted a sneak peek of one of the pages from the Zone 4 comic book, which hopefully will be done in our lifetime.
Or at least in yours, Ron.
Don't say me. I'm the bad bar measure, okay?
Well, I was about to say Brant's lifetime because he's the youngest.
Well, that's true, yeah. I said that backwards. Yeah.
Now, see, if it comes out after I've kicked the bucket, please stop by and lay a copy on my,
Yeah, we'll mail him with black armbands.
There you go.
Well,
like the Superman book.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Big 4 on them.
Production did get a little held up because, John was coloring them.
Hey.
Since he's having surgery. He's having surgery, that's going to be a little delayed unless we go an alternate route there.
My fault, my arm.
No.
So if you're a colorist with any kind of decent experience and
Lisa.
call us, please.
Let us know.
No, you can't take Lisa to coloring. She'll never finish drawing my story.
God bless her, is drawing Brant's script and doing an amazing job. So no.
Your story, Lisa.
Yeah, if you're a young colorist who's looking for a little bit of exposure and wants to get some practice done, give us a call. I have I have some really cool black and white pages that need coloring. I know Ron does as well. So let us know. Send us your sheets. It'll be a great time. And you'll have fun.
Yeah, and Gordon's right. I mean, we've got some amazingly cool artwork. Yahoo Marquez has done my strip. Pedro Cruz, phenomenal artist, has done Gordon's. And now Lisa's doing, Grant's, and hopefully John will be able to get us some stuff for, we assembled the whole package. But that's where we're held up, people. We need a color. So if anybody out there would like to, have some, have some fun. I mean, these strips were really well done. They were a lot of fun. And, we really want to do a color comic. So please send samples, okay? And maybe, just maybe, this will be the year the Zone 4 comic is unleashed on the world. Yes.
Well, let's see, 4 months from now, and then it'll take me how long to do the pages?
Oh, yeah, but John, since you're the monkey guy, all right? I mean, I say that with all the love in the world, all right? Ultimately, they'll teach you how to use your toes to do that.
That's true.
There you go.
Well, I was mentioning earlier today, I still have a left hand. Now, it's far, removed from being my dominant hand at all, but who knows? Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I am trying to teach myself to draw with my left hand, so.
You mentioned that in a podcast a few weeks ago, and I have to tell you, after you did that, I was sitting down at my desk in my office, and on a whim, I just picked up a pencil I had on the table, and it just even tried to draw a square. Oh, my God, it was horrible.
Yeah. I've done a couple of sketches in the sketchbook. They're pretty horrid, but
I've tried to do that before too, because I was telling, I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast or not. Did I mention it on the podcast or just to you?
Mentioned to me,
I used to be ambidextrous when I was a kid, and I would alternate when I was in school. I would alternate between hands when one got tired, and my teacher actually forced me to stop using my left hand and only use my right.
Yep.
And so from then on, I mean, I'm actually left side dominant. Like, my left side's stronger. I tend to lead with my left. And my dad and my uncle are both left-handed as well. So I always kind of had this feeling if I was left-handed, maybe I'd be a better artist. So I've tried occasionally. It just don't work.
Yeah, just proof of how effective the public education system is.
Exactly.
They will crush your individuality.
Oh, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Turn you into a
Gordon. Go ahead, Gordon. Go to it.
That's right.
And I went to Catholic school, which is even worse because they not only stifle your creativity, but they also give you huge amounts of guilt. If you're an 8 to 10, if you're an altar boy, they make you wear funny dresses. So
you have to agree with me, okay? In a Texas, death match. Between a katana-wielding ninja, all right, and a Mother Superior with a wooden ruler.
The Mother Superior is going to win.
Down.
Oh.
And we started the religious stuff early on this.
Hey, we said this show was going everywhere, so.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
there's no map.
Yeah, since we mentioned the Zone 4 comic, I'll just toss this out there. This is a very small part of our announcement, so don't worry, this isn't the major stuff. But my bacon strip, I can't even remember what it's called now. Save My Bacon. No, not Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
Save My Bacon. The last 2 parts of the strip will be done by February 1st. I'm going to commit to that, yeah.
All right.
So,
hey, I'm marking my calendar right now.
Yeah.
I want to remind you of that.
Yeah.
Please do.
Yeah, because Save My Bacon ended on such a powerful cliffhanger. I want to see how it's resolved.
Right, it had just hit the pan at that point, and
See, I lied. That's the biggest announcement that we have to do.
Yeah, that's the whole thing.
Everybody turns the podcast off.
Shot our wad in the first 5 minutes.
Oh, shoot. So, we're in 2014. We're looking forward to a year ahead of us. It's, just January 3rd as this goes live. What are you guys looking forward to this year in comics or in comic-related media? Anything at all?
I'd like to see more independent stuff. I mean,
okay.
I think 2013 was absolutely amazing in the topic of independent comics and mid-tier comics that came out.
Right.
We saw a lot of the professional creators go to self-publishing this past year, which I applaud wholeheartedly. And because of that, we got some really innovative comics. I'm kind of hoping that trend continues in 2014, guys. Some of the stuff coming from Image, with these professional creators, I think is really, really unique and fun. Just invigorating. It's exciting. I haven't read, such cool comics in years. So that's what I'm hoping for. I mean, Marvel and DC, it seems really difficult to even expect that we'll see anything new. They're the old guard. That's what they are. But again, like I said, from independent writers and artists, we're seeing some fresh and really vibrant comic stuff happening. So I really pray that continues because, again, like I said, I've really been enjoying the new crop of independents that are coming our way.
Well, new numbers from Marvel. Apparently, they're rebooting every book to one. But,
Yeah, a lot of them, yeah.
But, yeah.
Again.
I've been really impressed with, not so much Image, but some of the other guys, like Valiant and Boom. Even IDW, has kind of grown what was a very niche sort of market. For them, they were, IDW especially is the, licensed comic company for the most part, but they've taken that and they've kind of spread it so wide.
Yeah,
a surprising, number of stuff.
Right. I remember, just to add to your point, and I'll let you continue, I remember when they were, pretty new, their main, they had two main franchises. I can't remember what one of them was, but one of them was 30 Days of Night.
Right.
And whatever the other one was. And those were the two main ones that they kind of grew from there, and now they've got all kinds of franchises. You're right. So,
Yeah, I'm thrilled to see the Max has come back or is coming back. And go ahead.
No, I was going to say, there's no way I'm not going to mention Dynamite because regardless of the hit or miss, Dynamite's very much become the pulp niche comic company out there.
Yeah.
And in that mix, as we spend an inordinate amount of time talking about Mark Waid's wonderful work on the new Green Hornet series, and I'm really enjoying the Spider and the Shadow, and so bravo to Dynamite for bringing these classic pulp characters back to the front. It's really a lot of fun reading them.
Yeah, and I have to say, we talked about this on the recap, Chris and I. Dynamite recently put out a Robotech Ultron crossover. The first issue of it. And, I thought it was fantastic. I was never big into Robotech, but Voltron, of course, I watched and stuff, and I really appreciated the faithfulness to the source material that they did. It was a good issue. So. But going back to IDW, they did the Cartoon Network stuff last year.
Yeah, I was noticing that. They're upping their... it used to be DC especially was having the big run of all the, kid-friendly stuff. But IDW was just putting them to shame with all the stuff they're bringing out.
Yeah.
And, stuff like Peabody and Sherman.
Right.
To coincide with the movie. I'm surprised by that. And, the sheer amount of G.I. Joe stuff they have now.
Yeah. And they've
just crazy growing.
They brought back the original Marvel run with Larry Hama writing it, and it's going to reach issue 200 this year. So I'm really looking forward to that.
And speaking of something that's a little kind of, noir and pulpy, they're going to be putting Half Past Danger out as a graphic novel. Apparently, what am I looking at? January? Yeah.
Oh, so they're going to collect it finally?
Uh-huh.
Okay, good.
Nice.
Thank you for mentioning that because it's that's one of those series that I've heard really a lot of good things about, but was waiting for the collection. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, it looks really good, so kind of excited by that. I never really got into it, but Red Light Property Certified Cool is also coming out as a collection that same month, so.
Oh, cool.
That's Dan Goldberg's book. He wrote, did the art and everything, the whole 9 yards for it.
Yeah. And you guys just mentioned, Larry Hama, and I'm sure you guys saw in this past week, Marvel hired him to write the novelization of the death of Captain America. Yep. I am psyched about that.
Cool.
I'm definitely picking that up.
Yeah, and he's got plenty of military experience to draw from
no
too.
doubt.
So
I didn't know all the stuff he had done. Because he comes to Louisville a lot for conventions and for store signings and stuff. I mean, I didn't know that he was on MASH.
Yeah.
And I remember the episode. I clearly remember that episode that he was on. It's like, oh my God, that was him. You know, it's kind of my world's crashing together in an odd way.
Yeah, for the longest time, I didn't know that he also drew. I thought he was just a writer, but he used to draw comics too. Yeah. Yeah, he had this long run on Wolverine back in the day. So, and I remember I interviewed him when he was going to be at when he was supposed to be at Gym City that year.
Yeah.
And he was talking about how nobody else wanted the book, and he was just like, "Yeah, sure, I'll take it." And it became one of the famed runs of the book.
If I have to.
Yeah.
Oh God. Oh, anyways.
Dark Horse Serenity. I'm really looking for.
Oh yeah, me too.
I think it's
so psyched.
Yeah, because I think isn't Dark Horse doing a series that takes place after the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That will be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's called Serenity Leaves on the Wind or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's Zoe's pregnant, and River is better.
Yeah.
You know, River's got her mind.
And they have a new crew member named Poochie.
Poochie.
Nice. Yeah,
Goodbye.
the first issue comes out later this month. I think it's towards the end of the month.
Yeah, I'm looking very forward to that.
Yeah, me too. Big Firefly fan.
Yep. Captain Midnight's still going on.
It is.
This is a really good series.
Yeah.
It's really well written and illustrated. And I know Brant likes it. I'm a fan of it myself.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying that.
Yeah, Ron, I have to ask you: are you going to check out the Skyman series that comes out this year?
Yeah, I put it on my pull list. I want to check out the first and the first couple issues anyways and give it a shot.
Yeah.
Because they introduced him obviously in Captain Midnight.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't considering him spoiler alert here, people. All right. The Skyman they introduced in the Captain Midnight series turns out to be a jerk.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, and I don't really expect he's going to be the Skyman that will have and end up having his own comic. So that's going to be interesting to see because what they did this playoff on very much almost the same storyline that's happening in Captain America now, guys, where Captain America is going up against that super patriot or whatever,
Right.
and the concept in the Captain Midnight book was that during the World War II years, the Cap had started this organization that was training agents, and one of his early agents was the first Skyman. So in the interim, since he was gone, when that the Bermuda Triangle disappeared and whatever, apparently that organization has continued, and they keep recruiting new agents to be Skyman. So what happens is, in this particular story, in the Captain Midnight issue, is that they actually, Captain Midnight, now brought back from the past, meets the Skyman, only the Skyman is the ultra fanatical patriot. Okay. And, Midnight ain't too happy with that at all. Mm-hmm. And until, ultimately, there's a big blowout between the two of them and stuff like that. And that's the introduction to the character, to this world that Dark Horse is building. But like I said, I'm guessing per that issue that this guy's a real Class A jerk. So that by the time we get to the spin-off where there is a Skyman comic, it will be somebody else who will have taken over the suit and the role, hopefully.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested. It's funny, Art Bowsher, who is we've talked about many times on the show, he does this column on Comic Related where he shows public domain classic comic stories, and he had one. He just happened to send me one about Skyman, and when I saw that Dark Horse was doing this, I was like, that's the perfect time to run that particular column. So,
right.
Yeah, it was interesting seeing the old version. Yeah.
Now, are any of you have any of you looked at the new Miss Fury from Dynamite at all?
I've seen the previews and stuff. Yeah,
I've seen the artwork, but not any of the books.
Okay, any Legionnaire out there listening to this recording, all right? Because I am getting the series, right? I think it's into like issue 5, 6, or whatever. If anybody out there would like to write Captain Ron and explain to me what's going on, I would really appreciate it. It is the most convoluted, time-twisting, time-travel story. I honestly think it got away from the writer, and he has no clue what he's doing anymore, all right? It's absolute insanity from issue to issue, and I think he's basically bailing, which, all right, 24 pages of action, turn it in, who cares?
Yeah.
Because it makes no sense. It is folded back on itself like 3 times in the last 2 issues. And I'm getting a headache reading it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like, leave time travel alone for a while, guys, all right? Do us a favor. Oh.
That's hilarious.
And speaking of that,
Yeah.
Marvel, this is a segue. Marvel's what? The Avengers are going to take a page from X-Men?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to get old Avengers meet new Avengers?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the classic, the original team of Hulk, Thor, Ant-Man, and Wasp are coming to the present, and Iron Man are coming to the present and converging with the present-day Avengers, yeah.
Heaven forbid something from the big 2 is a success, because then you're going to get 12 different copies of it.
Yeah. I mean, they're copying their own stuff, though. I mean, they even said it in the solicitation. They're like, would we be bold enough to do it again? Yes, we would.
Yes, we would, because we have no new ideas.
Yeah, you figure, okay, Bendis does something clever with X-Men. Usually you either want to, A, leave it alone, or B, do it, but with some minor variation. But it's like, this has the potential to really, Marvel's getting close to putting on the leather jacket and putting on the water skis with the shark swimming near the ramp. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. You're supposed to be the house of ideas, not the house of recycled ideas.
Well, they never said the house of new ideas.
Well, that's true. That's a good point.
And keep in mind, by the time the end of 2014 comes along, this will have been so retreaded, guys, that I'm fully expecting an Archie comic version. Old Archie meets new Archie, you know?
I would not be surprised to see
Archie
that
meets
at all.
zombie Archie.
That would be interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No, actually, I predict by this time next year we'll be talking about, at Marvel solicitations, it's the Trapster versus Paste Pot Pete.
Yeah. It's an all-villain thing from here out. It's Trapster versus Paste Pot Pete.
It's the DC Marvel crossover, Paste Pot Pete versus Snapper Carr by Jeff Johns and Brian Michael.
The dark and gritty version.
Hey, not to get way overly melancholy and nostalgia here, but one of the treats that Santa left me this year under the tree a few weeks back is a Marvel book, a coffee table book. Apparently it's been out for, I don't know, 5-6 years now, if not longer. Marvel, the characters in their universe. I don't know if any of you guys have ever seen this at the Barnes & Noble, whatever. The thing weighs like 50 pounds.
I haven't seen that one.
But it's like, it's the history of Marvel Comics up to, I think, the 80s. So that, when they're talking about Spider-Man, they're talking about the Spider-Man cartoons and then the Spider-Man TV show with Nicholas Gambit. All right? So I mean, it's like a trip down memory lane. I'm reading through this thing, and I'm having a blast, laughing my head off reading it. But there's such a real joie de vivre innocent about what Marvel was back in the 70s and 80s, And it's like, don't I wish we could go back to those days. Oh, yeah. Not so much for the movies, get me wrong.
Right.
I mean, they got shots of Dolph Lundgren as the Punisher, and I'm like, no, we don't have to go back that far. But as far as the comics, okay, they show the comics and the people who worked on them and stuff like that, and that's been really one of the, we've lost some really, really talented people in 2013 as well, in passing. So, hey, time just marches on.
Did you guys see that? Yeah, did you guys see that James Avery passed away? By the way.
Oh yeah, that's sad.
Yeah.
Wait, who passed away?
James Avery.
The
yeah,
Uncle Phil.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince.
And he also voiced the Shredder on the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles cartoon.
Oh, that's right.
He also had a small role on Doctor Who.
Oh, really?
He was in the episode called Remembrance of the Daleks. Sylvester McCoy goes in and he has this talk with a guy who's running like a shop about, decisions making ripples. Mm-hmm. That's James Avery. So Yes, friends, only on Zone 4 can we draw a line between Doctor Who and the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Your minds have been blown.
Oh.
While we're on the subject, Gordon, your opinions on the regeneration?
Yes.
Well, let me say one thing about Time of the Doctor. I think the last 20-25 minutes are brilliant and wonderful, but it's preceded by 35 minutes of what the hell is going on.
Exactly.
I have not gotten to watch it yet.
No, well, we won't spoil it.
Yeah, right.
Okay, Brant,
I already know about the regeneration, yeah.
Yeah, well.
Hey, Brant, let me spare you a ton of heartache. I won't spoil it. But when you use your recorder, fast forward to about 35 minutes in and start watching there.
Exactly.
Oh, I mean, so I have to ask you though, again, without getting into the details to spoil it, Gordon. How did you like Moffat's solution to the, this is the limited number of regenerations and how he got around that?
I think it was clever. I think the problem was it was too soon. It was too soon after he made one solution. I mean, at some point he had to do it. I think it was an appropriate solution. I just think that, except for one bit in that last 25 minutes that I thought was a little cheesy, I mean, it made sense. I just think that what Moffat did in the first 35 minutes has the sense of, okay, it's writing by checklist.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if, you know what I mean? It's, okay, this is taken care of, this is taken care of. But that last 25 minutes I thought was very moving.
Oh.
I think the actual regeneration, it did something that kind of happened in the very first season of The New Who, which is, yes, he's regenerating, and they're saying, hey, look, don't worry, it's going to be okay. But the first 35 minutes were just worthless. But the last 25, I think, were just sheer brilliance. And I did think that, he had to do it somehow, and how he did it makes sense. And I think this way, he extends the life of the series. Right. And now there's...
No, go ahead, Gordon. I didn't mean to cut you off.
I was about to say, and then, because there are these Uber fans in their basements that are like, they're getting their panties in a knot saying, oh my God, he broke continuity. And it's like, dudes, relax and go take a frickin' shower, all right?
Yeah,
soap and water are your friends.
I mean, when we get, I'm agreeing with you. I think the last 25 minutes are really fun and special. And especially, when we get near the regeneration, all right? And again, I'm definitely not spoiling this for any Who fans out there. The cameo at that in the last 10 minutes, almost had me teared up. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
God bless that actor for coming back on. It wouldn't have been fit to end Smith's role without that actor there. And I was like, oh man, this is just absolutely amazing. And the last line, Capaldi's last line is a jewel. It's just absolutely a jewel. So, yeah, fun show.
Yeah, I thought the final moment between Smith and Capaldi was a little too quick. The final end of the regeneration.
Oh, yeah, right.
I thought that was a little too fast. There was suddenly boom, boom, and here he is.
Well, John, considering that regenerations
he blew out, yeah.
And not only that, regenerations past have been, Tennant regenerating into Smith, he basically destroyed the interior of the TARDIS. I'm a little bit more willing to forgive a Flash, because the whole point is, again, you kind of want it to get back to being normal shaped.
Yeah.
Right.
The regenerations have been a lot more violent in the past years.
Right.
If you see from...
This one happening so fast, though, John. Yeah. I got that sense from Capaldi perfectly of his disorientation.
Right.
Because Clara's looking, and one minute he's Smith, one minute he's Capaldi, and her eyes open up wide, and he's totally disorientated. And I went, oh yeah, okay, well, it happened.
Yeah, it's the shortest and the longest regeneration they've ever done at the same time. So it's kind of different. But Yeah, I mean, it was an interesting take on it. I'm really surprised that they went the way they went. Considering that it became a thing of age after a while.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a bit surprising. A lot more subtle, actually, than I thought they would go. Other than that, the last little bit was cool. I liked the interaction with him and the priestess. I liked the bit where we finally find out about the silence. That was kind of cool.
Oh, yes.
And and definitely what you said about the Raggedy Man incident was very cool. So
now we have to sit back and wait.
Yeah, now we have to wait till God knows when for the new one.
What is it, fall or something? The new episode
Probably,
starting?
August.
Oh, jeez. Oh,
Crazy.
Yeah.
Isn't Sherlock coming back soon?
Damn BBC.
Sherlock
Yeah, it is actually.
It started, last night?
Oh, it started last night?
It
Wow.
started?
I think
Yeah,
in England okay, clarification. In England it started. I'm not sure when it makes its American debut.
Well,
I think here it's January 19th.
I'm just posting, guys, because this morning on Facebook, our Canadian amigo, Andrew Salmon, saw it.
Okay.
Oh,
in Canada, in Vancouver.
Well, that makes sense.
So either BBC's giving it to the Canadians before us, which I find totally unfair. But anyways,
Or there are other ways to get content, which I'd rather. I'm not accusing Mr. Salmon of anything. I'm just saying that there are people who can acquire shows
creatively acquire.
Like for example, Mr. Andrew might have figured out a way to get his browser to. There's a thing you can do with your browser where instead of saying it's from the U.S., it's from the U.K., so you might have accessed BBC iPlayer.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Or he could have been walking along and tripped and fell onto a torrent site. John,
I don't know Andrew all that well. I am reading his latest book, which is about Sherlock Holmes punching people, and so I don't want to accuse him of doing anything illegal. So I'd like to think that he was exploring, fiddling with his IP address, and he made it into the UK and he used it on BBC iPlayer. I don't think he would ever download from a torrent, because downloading from torrents is stealing, and stealing is wrong.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
that's
because
profiling is wrong.
But I will say this: I did just find that it debuts in Canada at the same time it debuts in the U.S.
Well, it doesn't surprise me because Canada, England does still kind of own Canada.
No, I'm saying that it debuts in the U.S. and Canada simultaneously.
Say what?
Yeah.
Then how?
All right, so now we
again
the Mounties on salmon. There you go. All right.
Okay. Let's be fair, because we don't want to. Andrew probably just flipped the proxy on his browser to use BBC iPlayer.
You're giving him a lot of credit.
Maybe he's vacationing in the UK and we just don't know it.
Yeah, exactly.
Researching is next Sherlock Holmes. And then let's segue out of this. to a rather really important news item that hit the internet last week. And God, because I happen to be a guy who publishes Sherlock Holmes adventures. Had my inbox filled with a half a dozen people, and I believe Gordon as well. Everybody basically sounding the, hue and cry of this. A U.S. Court of Appeal in, I believe, New York has finally made it adamantly clear that as far as America is concerned, Sherlock Holmes stories post, I think it's 1922, 23, are public domain.
Yep.
Wow.
So that was huge. Believe me, that took off the restraints. And if you think you've seen Sherlock Holmes stories before, get ready.
Go nuts.
Nice.
Yep.
All right, with that, should we make one more announcement and then we'll do our shout-outs?
Oh, sure.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, that'll work. Okay. All right. I'm gonna talk about another show that is kind of folding into Zone 4, which is the Rain Man Power Hour. It is the show in and of itself is ending as is. Bill, Frank, and myself are going to get together and do a final farewell episode of that current run. And then the show is going to return underneath the Zone 4 banner occasionally whenever we have something to talk about or we want to get together or just whenever, the desire hits us or whatever. But Frank and Bill are going to be part of that still, both of them. And because originally Bill was going to leave the show. And so, yeah. But yeah, so the Raymond Power Hour is going to be part of Zone 4 now.
Wow, I'm going to have to build an addition to the Airship 27 gondola.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
We got to make some room here, guys.
Right.
Build an extra room.
So I'm very excited about that. And
hello, everybody. This is Bill Gladman, and this is Zone 4. I think it's Zone 4, 250th episode, so that's kind of cool. And it took 250 episodes for Brant Fowler to finally realize the way to make Zone 4 even more cool is to add more Bill Gladman. So in the near future, you'll be hearing more of me on this show. I don't know exactly when I'll be popping up. Probably when I least suspect it and when you least suspect it. But until then, please remember, if you do happen to ever gargle Pine Sol, respect the mint.
You know what?
Jacuzzi.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make the other podcast announcement too. Hall of Toys is gaining a third host. And that third host is Lisa Moore.
Bum, bum, bum.
So Lisa Moore will be on Hall of Toys every time. It's still a monthly show, so every month she'll be joining Chris and I. So there you go. All right, so
in between her inking jobs.
Yeah.
And her drawing jobs.
Yep. All right, so we do have some Facebook shout-outs. And believe it or not, we have 4 new shout-outs for this week, and we are up to 450 likes on the Facebook page.
Wow. Holy smokes.
That's awesome. Thank you all.
Yes. Very appropriate for this monumental, anniversary show. That's great.
Exactly.
All right, the next goal is 500 people, so go and go and beat the bushes. And
okay, who's doing the shout-outs?
I am.
You am.
Okay, so here are our Facebook shout-outs. Our first shout-out is a gentleman by the name of Bruce Davenport, who went to Salem Hills High School and is from and lives in Genola, Utah, which is a pretty boring place except to drive through. Pretty scenery, but dull as hell. Music. He likes carved souls. That's not a band, he just likes carving souls. Serious Downfall. Bullet for My Valentine. And this Valentine's Day, people, don't give your Valentines bullets. That's just not really good. And then finally, he also likes the music Gino Collette. I have no idea who any of these people are. Games. He likes to play Halo 4, Lord of Dragons, and Dead Space. I like to play in Dead Space, but normally it's usually it's with someone of a well, never mind. That joke's not going to go anywhere. He also likes Quiver, the Green Arrow podcast, Catrific. Okay, this guy's kind of scary. And Zone 4.
Nice.
Our
Good.
next show.
Yeah. Before you continue, I believe his name is actually supposed to be Bryce Davenport. It's okay.
Bryce, Bruce, pre-law, pre-med.
It's close enough. Go on.
What the heck? I mean,
Brent,
what
all I
I
have
get
to say
paid
is,
to
Brent,
do this. You know what I'm saying? Hey,
Yes,
take
Gordon.
what you can get.
I was about to say proofreading is important.
Yes, to other people.
Yep. Our next shout out is Nicholas Lenz, who lives in Zephyr Hills, Florida. You lucky bastard. They've got like 70-degree temperatures, and Chicago's in like 20 feet of snow. Yeah. You know what? Screw that. Cancel the shout-out. Forget you, Nicholas.
Yeah, you don't get one.
He studied at Pac Hernando Community College, and Pac Hernando is actually one of my favorite songs by ABBA. He's worked at B&N Lens Enterprises. So, movies. He likes Godzilla. He likes the Back to the Future trilogy, Star Wars, Trek Nation, and James Bond films. On TV, he enjoys Batman the Animated Series, Family Feud. Now, I hope he means Family Feud classic with Richard Dawson and not the new one with Steve Harvey, because Richard Dawson is actually kind of awesome, and comic book issues. Games, he likes playing Mafia War, so if you become his friend, you may get invitations to join his posse. And his likes include New Comic Day, Why I Love Comics, so he's Eric Radcliffe's heterosexual life partner, and Zone 4. Our next shout out is actually someone I know because I have a background in tobacco prevention, and he does a lot of online work with tobacco prevention. And this is obviously not his real name, but a gentleman by the name of Siggy Butts. He studied.
I'm sure you're going to say he does a lot of smoking. I'm sorry to jump in right there, but considering the name.
Yeah, well, he does a lot of work with tobacco prevention in youth. And as part of my past, I actually, since I did it, I actually took classes in liquor control on how to tell fake IDs. So if you need help making sure that your fake ID passes, email us at don't4@comicrelated.com. But anyway, Mr. Butts studied at Humboldt State University in the College of the Rosewoods. And the Rosewoods College, the Rosewoods are a lovely couple, but their school isn't all that great. He worked at Stop Smoking and Stay Quit. His music tastes involve the Capitol Theater. I'm going to mispronounce this. Who's as Presence, Center Arts, the Absinthe Quintet, which sounds like one of Chunk Moore's favorite bands, the Absinthe Quintet, Pilot Pack Rack Ramblers, which, Brant, wasn't that a cartoon in the 90s, the Pilot Pack Rack Ramblers? And Unseen World Theater. And he likes The Verge, Mother Earth News Magazine, SciTech, Living Positive, and Zone 4. Now, our final shout-out, I'm going to mess up this name, so if I mispronounce your name, send an email to zone4@comicrelated.com, and we will either profusely apologize or have fun at my expense. And our last shout-out is Mishar Ramanuel Ben Yisrael from New York City.
Better not get it.
He lives in Orlando.
Who actually wrote us wanting to know why we had not shouted him out yet. So
because he didn't give a pronunciation key to his name.
So I do apologize. He lives in Orlando, Florida. Again, you lucky dog. I hate you. I'm kidding, Mr. Yisrael. He studied at Southwestern College, and he works at McDonald's. His music includes Ivy Doom Kitty. Now, is that a real band, or is he having us on?
That's actually a real lady who I've met. And
oh wow,
wow, Baba Boom, Ivy Doom Kitty.
Okay, I thought it was a band, but I'll take your word.
She's a singer, and she does a lot of cosplaying.
Okay, I will take your word for it, Ron. He also likes musically Weird Al Yankovic. Well, who doesn't? Right. The Venga Boys, and Jimi Hendrix, and Daft Punk. His favorite TV shows are Geekgasm, Batman Beyond, Batman the Animated Series, and Doug. And one of those shows does not quite fit with the others.
Yeah, a little bit.
His games include Mega Man and Armrauders. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, Marauders. And he likes Ivy Doomkitty, so the lady worthy of being mentioned twice. Dr. Michio Kaku, who, for those of you who don't know, if you look up an old special called The Science of Doctor Who, he's the gray-haired Asian physicist who says things like, yeah, in a few centuries we will have time travel. He's also more than likely to, he would be, if you were on the show, he'd say, in a couple of centuries, yes, Zone 4, you will have bacon. Slutever, and I'm hoping this is a misspelling on someone's part, and he also likes Zone 4. So if you'd like to be shouted out and have clever commentary about your likes and dislikes, please head to Facebook.com/Zone4Podcast and like us. Encourage your friends to like us. Encourage their friends to like us. Don't encourage your exes to like us, because all we're going to do is gossip about you anyway. And if you like us and you're new, we will shout you out. And if you send us bacon or large amounts of money to purchase bacon, we will even add some nice things about you.
And I do have to add, on the last shout-out, he is also the creator of the Cyber Descent comic series. So he posted that on our Facebook page.
Starring Ivy Doomkitty.
That's right.
Possibly.
And where are our free copies for review, of course?
That's right. Hey.
Yeah, and Miss Doomkitty
has to be shouted out. There you go.
And if Miss Doomkitty is listening, please send us like links to your Facebook page and website at zone4@comicrelated.com. That way, I have some idea of what the hell I'm talking about.
All right, so we should probably make a couple more announcements, because we've already been going pretty long, and we do have a few more announcements to go. I'll go ahead and announce the other cast members that we're having joining the show. Mike Luoma, the host of Glow in the Dark Radio.
Never heard.
Yeah, that guy. He's been on the he's been on the show several times. He is going to be a regular cast member. I know, I'm trying to spit it out. Once every 6 weeks as well. So he'll be on.
You got to make it happen at least come April, when baseball season starts. You get Mike and I together so we can rant and rave about the Red Sox. Okay.
Okay. Nice. All right, so Mike Luoma is going to join the cast as a regular cast member, no longer just a reservist. So glad to have Mike, and we're going to pause for an audio clip that Mike has provided us.
Hey guys, it's Mike. Congratulations on episode 250. One of these days you might catch up to Glow in the Dark Radio. You're nipping at my heels, kind of. Pretty cool big announcement. You have made the announcement, right? Okay. So maybe I'll help you get to 285. And beyond. Very glad to be a part of Zone 4. It's always been fun being kind of a reservist, and now being able to step up and being one of your semi-regular hosts is going to be a blast. So, looking forward to plugging my stuff. Talking about stuff. Did you know you can get my Vatican Assassin right now for free? The novel. For your Kindle and all other ebook readers. That's my Vatican Assassin at Amazon.com. Other places. I do look forward to joining you more often than I have in the past, right here on Zone 4. Thanks, guys.
All right. So thanks, Mike. Glad to have you. And our other cast member that is joining us, which, again, will also be once every 6 weeks on the show, is Chris Ventura from Dark Avenger Inc. He's going to be on with us every 6 weeks, so that's very exciting. And he also provided an audio clip, so we'll hear from him.
Everybody out there in the Zone 4 community, my name is Chris Ventura. Some of you may know me from Comic Related's Related Recap or Zone 4's own Hall of Toys. And I'm here to give a huge congratulations to Brent, Ron, John, and Gordon on this monumentous 250th episode. I've been a huge listener of Zone 4 for a long time now. Love the show. I actually guest appeared on a few of the episodes. Loved it. Loved the guys. I'm so happy that you guys made it to 250. It's a huge milestone. Zone 4 is definitely one of the best comic podcasts out there. Love listening and tuning in each and every week to hear these guys. And it's actually a huge honor to be a part now of the Zone 4 podcasting community. Once again, huge congrats to the guys in Zone 4. huge milestone for you guys. Really glad to be here and to be a part of the future of Zone 4 and everything in between. So, guys, once again, huge congratulations, and I'll see you guys soon.
And last but not least, we have 2 other members joining the cast who will be on again once every 8 weeks with John and I. Will be Carrie Kelly, one of the original founders of the show, and Frank Rayner. And the 4 of us are going to do like this mashup of Zone 4 meets the Raymond Power Hour. It's going to be classic and new at the same time. It's going to be a lot of fun. So very looking forward to that as well. And we actually do have an audio clip from Frank. So we'll listen to that.
Hey there, it's Frank, and I just want to congratulate you guys on 250 episodes of Zone 4. And I intend to listen to this episode like I listen to all my episodes, wearing nothing but my favorite nipple rings, eating a Twinkie, and having the Carpenters play softly in the background, because that's how I roll. Congrats, guys.
Okay, so if you kind of followed all this, the new format for the show is basically the regular cast of the 4 of us are going to be on 2 weeks in a row, and then in between that is going to be all these other cast members joining in. So it's going to be like
it's going to be like the Duck Dynasty of Zone 4.
Yeah, I'm not going to bore you with the exact lineup.
Anyways,
it's
I want to thank Chris for that check he sent us. You really didn't have to do that, but we're glad to have him on board.
But no, it's going to be fun. It's going to change things up a little bit, and it's going to give some of us a break when we need it and stuff, and so we're not wearing ourselves out and all the time and everything. And we're going to change up the topics. We're going to do themes now. Like there might be a specific episodes that are all about pulp comics or all about pulp novels or all about movies or all about Marvel or DC or something like that. It's just going to be, we're going to change it up and try to have fun with it and try to play to everybody's strengths and interests a little bit more. So, and going forward, we're always going to have some kind of comic segment on the show, even if it's just like a 10-minute review by one of the cast members. Yep. So, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah. So when you first suggested this, Grant, way back, when, and put it all together, I can remember, reading through what you were suggesting, and all of a sudden I had myself thinking back on the old classic TV show, Mission Impossible, and the way that would always open up, which was, the leader of the group would go and listen to the tape assignment from the secret boss in Washington. Right. Then he'd come back home to his swank penthouse apartment, and he'd pull out this folder, right, with all his agents at his command. And per whatever assignment, he'd open the folder up and start putting down which agents were better suited to, take care of that particular mission. So we're pretty much getting a Zone 4 Mission Impossible here, which again, I think is absolutely awesome. All these guys were like you said, most of them were former reservists who've been on the show multiple times. It gives all of us a much needed break. And one of the things that you did mention, and hopefully is something we'll be able to explore this coming year with this kind of a revolving cast now, is the fact that we might also be producing some extras.
Yeah, that's another thing that we're. Unfortunately, I didn't get to get all the details in line before this show, but we have mentioned before in the past that we thought about adding different content to the channel. Some subscription, some free, some throw some up on the YouTube channel, whatever. The host that we use for our podcast, Libsyn, recently added to their services a way to add a subscription channel. So that's something that we're very going to be looking into this year and trying to get that off the track for a very low monthly cost. That we'll have additional content, additional shows. There's been suggestions for different ones of us to do specific kind of shows, like Ron with a pulp show, 30-minute pulp show or something like that. And so we've got to talk amongst ourselves out all the details on seeing what we want to put on the subscription, what we want to offer for free, the timing of everything, schedules and all that stuff. But it is something that we're really looking into very seriously this year. So.
Yeah, Zone 4 taking over the world.
We're like the Nerdist, except we have more charisma and we're not as annoying as Chris Hardwick.
There you go. And should I just continue with more announcements, or should we talk a little bit more?
Knock them out all at once.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. We actually teased this once before, I believe, like many, many months ago. But the much talked about crossover between Dark Avenger Inc. and Zone 4 is going to happen. It's probably going to be like a quarterly show. So, like, once every 3 months, we'll get together. It'll be parts of their cast and parts of ours, and we'll do some kind of mashup show between the two of us. It was originally going to be called Dark Zone, but because of an announcement on Dark Avenger Inc. this week, we can't really call it that anymore. And I'll just go ahead and shoot that out here, too. Dark Avenger Inc. announced, in case you guys didn't catch this, that they are moving to a new channel. They're no longer going to, if I can spit it out, they are no longer going to be called Dark Avenger Inc. They are now going to be called Comic Frontline. They wanted to kind of divorce themselves from that Marvel-centric name that they had, or that we had. And so that's what we're doing. We've started a new YouTube channel. It's going to totally move over on February 11th. And so all the content that's usually on Dark Avenger Inc. is now going to be on Comic Frontline, which is another partner of Comic Related, by the way. So lots of big things for everybody involved. So very cool.
I want a raise.
You want a raise.
But no, it's going to be exciting because it's going to be a deeper partnership with Comic Related and Comic Frontline and everything. And we were talking about this amongst ourselves, or I think we might have even mentioned it on the recap, that come San Diego Comic-Con coverage, we're going to have even more people adding to that. So we're just going to kind of blow away con coverage this year. It's going to be really cool. So,
all right.
And let me see, what else do we have here? Let's see, announced that. Zone 4 website's going to be getting an overhaul this year. Ideally, I'm going to try to time it with our 5th anniversary this April. And that's right, Zone 4 turns 5 this April, so that's huge. And
we can walk and talk and potty ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. And that might be it, actually. Was there anything that I'm missing, guys, that you can think of?
Wow. No, I think you covered it.
Okay. Yeah, the big announcement was the cast additions and the changes to the format. Obviously, we mentioned all this other content that we're doing. We got Zone 4, we got Hall of Toys, we got the Raymond Power Hour, doing the crossover with Comic Frontline, got this additional content. So it's going to be a huge year for Zone 4. And, we're very excited going forward and can't wait to jump in and offer you guys a lot more content. So. And a lot more variety, too. So. Don't be all excited, guys. Just contain it. Hold it in.
I'm just getting tired.
I know.
I'm like,
I figured I would hold back because I figured both John and Ron would want to chime in with all sorts of salutations and hip hip hoorays and all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, instead we got exhausted listening to Brent.
I hip hip, but I rarely hooray.
Yeah, but see, that's why we've got the Shake Up and Format, so you're not so tired. You're not doing it every week.
There you go.
Hey, there you go. Oh, yeah. I mean, I can only drink so much Geritol a day. Anyways, hey.
It's exciting, though.
It is. I love the concept, and like I said, we're all very good friends with the the additional cast crew that's joining up, so that it's going to make for some really different dynamics as far as shows. And I kind of hope that part and parcel of this whole thing will be mixing up things and not fall into the trap of just having set cast for set shows or whatever.
Right.
That since we've got this pool of really creative, fun individuals, which everybody is that you mentioned on that list, the fun of it's going to be mixing up the dynamics of having certain people on certain shows that you normally wouldn't see or hear together. And as a member of as a member of the whole, I'm really excited about that. I think it's going to be really refreshing and fun for everybody, especially our listeners.
Yeah, absolutely. And just because we're adding all these cast members, I want to throw this out there, does not mean that we won't have guests still on occasion like we have in the past. There's plenty of room for guests to come on whenever the opportunity presents itself. So that'll still
I ain't
happen.
cleaning up after him, though.
Yeah. And, of course, our other reservists. I know Bill Gladman expressed to me personally while he couldn't commit to a regular schedule that anytime he was able to fill in and we had a spot that he would definitely like to be part of it. So Bill will definitely be a part of the show, not just the Raymond Power Hour, but the main show. So.
Yeah. And remember, people, a wise man once said, times change, and now so must we.
Yeah. There you go. So, and what better year to do it than our 5th year anniversary? I mean, this is like I said, it's a huge year. Comic Related turns 10 later this year. Zone 4 turns 5. I think Wildlife Comics turns 5. So lots of celebration, lots of anniversary.
A lot of partying going on. All right.
Lots of booze.
Well, like I said, we added Chuck, so there'll be no shortage of that. All right.
All right.
So before we do start to wrap up, I know Ron and I talked about this, and I do want to mention this on the show because it leads into something else that I kind of want to talk about briefly, and I know we're starting to run late, and I'll try not to keep you. But Ron, you emailed me and told me you finally got to watch Chronicle.
Yes.
Yep.
Which absolutely blew me away. You had recommended it on a past show. I had seen some excellent reviews of it, and sadly, it's one of those little movies that came and went all too quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling Brant that over the holidays, I mean, most of the networks, as all of you already know, get into their rerun mode. So there's no new Agent of Shields, there's no new Arrows, so my wife and I fall back to looking on demand to seeing what kind of movies are out there that we might have missed and not seen. And a couple of nights ago, there was Chronicle, and I remembered Brant's, enthusiasm for it and what I'd read. So I told us, well, let's check this out. And I got to tell you, I was absolutely blown away. It is a riveting, brilliantly made little action melodrama, and easily one of the best realistic approaches to superpowers and what would happen to people if they really had them. I mean, the last time I saw anything like this was with M. Night Shyamalan's, what was it, Unbreakable, with Bruce Willis. That same feel. Chronicle does that exact same thing. You find yourself believing these characters, and then you see what happens when they have these powers. So I wrote Brant and told him thanks for the recommendation. I enjoyed the film. And then I said, the guy who directed this should really be working for Marvel Studios, to which Brant replied
that Josh Trank, the director, is attached to the new Fantastic Four reboot. He is writing and directing it, so
it's in good hands, really.
And also, I mean, it's I think it's still rumor at this point, but Michael B. Jordan has been cast as Johnny Storm, and Michael B. Jordan was in Chronicle, so.
Yeah, and very charismatic young actor, really good actor.
And also, I don't know if you agree, Ron, but seeing Dane DeHaan in this movie Chronicle makes me comfortable with him playing Harry Osborn in Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, he's definitely the central character.
Mm-hmm.
And without spoiling the film, because if you haven't seen Chronicle, Brant's ran and raved about it, and now I'm adding my 2 cents, guys. If you haven't seen it, please, Netflix, whatever you got to do but rent it. I think you'll really be taken by the story. But this young gentleman that Brant talked about is the troubled youth of the trio that get these powers, and what happens to him. I mean, it's really brilliant acting. He's very good at it, and I totally could see him as a young Harry Osborn. He could nail that in his sleep. Yeah.
So, and that kind of led me into, looking forward into 2014 with movies. Now, I don't know if Fantastic Four's when that's supposed to come out, but, there are some great comic movies and great, genre movies coming out this year. Anything you guys are just really excited about?
Captain America,
yeah,
Winter
of course.
Soldier. Oh my God. Every time I see a trailer, I just want to jump up and down and scream. I am so ready for that.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with that one.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd agree with that, and I would add, and you may think I'm kidding, but I'm not. March 7th, Mr. Peabody and Sherman.
Oh, okay,
I
cool.
agree.
Yeah, me too.
The CGI, or it's not CGI, but the art on that, let's put it that way, looks phenomenal. So
right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And Mel Brooks plays Sigmund Freud.
Yeah,
You can't
true.
beat that.
I'm looking forward to the Veronica Mars movie. That of course, the whole Kickstarter thing last year, and now it's finally made it. It actually comes out the week after that, March 14th. So I'm looking forward to that. And Guardians of the Galaxy is the comic movie that I'm.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I forgot.
I'm excited
they just
about that.
posted the Kaz picture online.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really excited for that one. We got a lot though. I mean, this year, I'm like we're still in 2013.
Yeah.
This year we've got Captain America and Guardians of the Galaxy. We already mentioned. We got X-Men: Days of Future Past, Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Mm-hmm.
You got Transformers: Age of Extinction, which it's not
Let's
really.
hope it's a prophetic title.
Yeah.
Expendables 3
Yeah.
for all us macho guys.
You got Hercules with Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Right, the sequel to 300.
Yeah. You got
more.
yeah, exactly. You got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which I'm kind of iffy about, but yeah, it's Michael Bay, so
Yeah, and I'm just absolutely shocked about the cast that they have for the Legos movie. I mean, have you seen the cast list for this? It's Chris Pratt, Will Arnett, Morgan Freeman.
Oh, wow.
Elizabeth Banks, Channing Tatum, Alison Brie, Will Ferrell, Liam Neeson.
Dang.
Mike Overman, Jonah Hill, Kobe Smulders, and Charlie Day.
That's a crazy cast.
So, yeah, they're kind of bringing up the stops on that one.
Wow.
The only thing I hope they have is a scene in which Gina Carano makes a special guest appearance and beats the crap out of Channing Tatum and Jonah Hill.
Lego pieces flying everywhere.
Lego pieces, yeah, exactly. She just shatters them with one punch. And somebody's in the background going, one punch!
Let's see, is there anything else? RoboCop.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm too busy hawking safety on my television.
There's I, Frankenstein comes out this month, actually.
Yeah, that too.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah. Those are the main ones I've seen that really stand out as.
Another Oz movie's coming out in May.
Oh, is it? I didn't see the last one.
Yeah, Legends of Oz,
Okay.
Dorothy's Return. I think this one's going to be a little more, kick. Well, maybe not.
It's got Leah
comedians in it.
It's got Leah Michelle from Glee in it.
I thought it was going to be a little more kick butt, but not with that cast.
Kelsey Grammer, Dan Aykroyd, Oliver Platt. Yeah, no.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen so much.
Yeah, because when you think exciting and engaging, you think Kelsey Grammer and Oliver Platt and Dan Aykroyd.
Hey, have you ever seen Down Periscope? That's an engaging movie.
Well, it does have Patrick Stewart in it, so that could go either way.
Well, so did Men in Tights, but,
like I said, it could go either way.
Godzilla, I'm actually looking forward to Godzilla. I want to see what they do with it.
Can anybody tell me why they call the sequel to 21 Jump Street 22 Jump Street?
Because they're morons.
That is just dumb. That's really dumb. Okay, anyway, that's all. Anything else?
Because calling it 21 Jump Street 2 almost encourages you to crack wise with Electric Boogaloo at the end.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
That's probably it.
But still, it's like, okay, we moved over one address. That just doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, Channing's hoping that Gina Carano doesn't beat the crap out of him. That's why.
Exactly.
So anything else you guys want to talk about before we start to wrap up?
But just real quick, we did a rundown on films we're looking forward to. 2014, we're going to see the return of Orphan Black, which I absolutely love. I can't wait.
It is a great show.
It is. It's just amazing. BBC America is giving us a new Three Musketeers series that I've seen a few clips on. We're going to get Ripper Street, the second season. Sadly, after they've canceled it in England, which really bums me out, but we are getting one more season. So there's some good stuff. Josh, I forget what his last name is starring in a new network series called Intelligence, where he's the super secret spy. They put a computer chip in his brain or whatever. So that looks a little bit intriguing and different. So, yeah, there's some different genre TV coming down the pike as well, too. That should be interesting. Sci-Fi's got a new, medical emergency type thriller that's going to be a weekly series. I just saw a clip for it at the theaters the other day. So there's some, and then we're going to get the return of our favorites. Arrow's coming back, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is coming back, et cetera, et cetera. Right. So it looks like some good TV, too.
Yeah. I was looking down through, it looks like this fall is going to have a lot of, I don't know anything about these, but the names of them sound kind of cool. You got, let's see, Surviving Jack, Us and Them, Crossbones, Outlander, Power, Chasing Lives. I don't know. Never heard any of those.
I think Stars or Cinemax, I'm not sure which, has got a pirate series coming called Black Sails.
Okay.
Yeah, looks like fun.
Here's one that we're all interested in. Disney Channel, Girl Meets World, the follow-up to Boy Meets World.
Oh, well, hey, I've been waiting. I've been holding my breath.
Damn.
Hey, you know what? I had so many unresolved questions about Mr. Feeney's fate. I am looking forward to this show.
Yeah.
Just to see if he's,
Do you guys know the concept of it? Seriously?
Yeah, it's Topanga and Ben Savage's daughter.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Isn't she already in the world that he met?
Yeah, I think, I don't.
Okay, so she needs a better world?
24 is coming back this year, which I did not know. I had no idea that they were doing a spin-off show of this. With Kiefer Sutherland. Did you guys know this? Yeah. I forget what it's called. It's 24 or something. Yeah.
What was probably, since Touch didn't do all that well, Kiefer's like, crap. I have to go back and let's do some 24.
Yep. Got to keep them paid.
24, another really long day.
Well, still, I love the show, so I'm looking forward to it also. All right, so I think we're all exhausted from all those announcements and everything.
I think we'll have to be reading a lot of comics this coming year because there's not a lot of TV that's really exciting me. At least none of the new stuff.
Well, this is a comic podcast. Well,
there you go. So we'll just have to read more comics.
There you go. And
sometimes in 2014 you could expect to see the Spider Domino Lady series from Moonstone Comics with Brent and Ron. There you go.
Very excited about that too.
And I will be making my next steps in print as a writer. So you will be. I will have news forthcoming, but you all can be assured you can actually read my stuff and go, Gordon, you should really stick to podcasting. Seriously.
And at some point this year, Lisa and I will actually be launching a webcomic, so that'll be exciting.
Wow.
Yeah.
There you go.
I'll be recovering from shoulder surgery, so that's thrilling.
Yep, John will be on pain meds, so that's always going to be fun.
Yeah, that's going to be an extra Zone 4 extra 30 minutes of listening to John talk while under pain medication.
That's right.
And then this summer, one of our extra features will be John and I doing mega 3-4 hour podcasts arguing about really unimportant stuff.
Right. At one point, you can hear us talk about the color of the room.
Ooh.
And why it's not conducive to reading comics.
Uh-huh. That room's green. No, it's not. It's blue.
No, it's not. It's mauve, man. My world is beige, man. Actually, I do have one legitimate announcement I should do.
Okay.
If anybody's keeping up with Facebook or if you happen to be a friend of mine, you probably got a request to like it. My wife has created a convention. Comic convention, a one-day comic convention where all the proceeds go to charity. It's called the River City Comic Expo. Now, it's not until May 10th, of 2014, but I'm going to start talking about it now and continue talking about it for the rest of the year. All the proceeds from the table fees and from silent auction and from whatever else we decide to do or whatever other people want to donate will be going to a charity called the Fund for the Eyes. And it's a charity that helps the blind and visually impaired in my home city of Louisville and in the surrounding county. So, yeah, we're not making a dime on this. It's her con, but I have, of course, gotten shanghaied into assisting every other second of the day. So yeah, there's that. And we're just getting it started out now. There is a Facebook page. Go check it out. Just look under River City Comic Expo. You might also want to add the word Louisville, spelled Louisville for those of you without accents, because there's apparently also one in Arkansas, and that's not us. So check that out. When we start getting people signing up and all that happiness, we'll let you know, and let you know who's coming and whatever else we got going on. So there it be, and then, of course, comic-related will be traipsing around a whole diddly-pop, what was that word in the skit, a whole gobbledygook of conventions this year. In fact, so many that we're having to make decisions of not going to some to go to others, so.
Yeah, I haven't even looked at the list yet.
Yeah, don't, you'll cry.
I know.
So there we have it. That's me. Other than that, like I said, recovering from shoulder surgery for the next 4 months, and getting an all-new extra special brand of pain med. So I might be even less coherent than normal coming up.
As long as you're better, that's all that matters.
Well, you know, it'd be nice to be out of pain for a minute.
Oh, exactly, yeah. Any other announcements or plugs?
Yeah, we sort of wove the shout-outs in together.
That's fine. Gordon, anything else?
Nope. I'll be attending a follow-up meeting on Chicago TARDIS with the charity auction. And other than that, I'm currently working on some stories. Have a couple of potential projects in the pike, including another editing project that I can't really talk about because I've signed an unofficial NDA, so NDA or non-disclosure agreement, so I can't really talk about it.
Right.
But you'll know it later rather than sooner. Let me put that much out there.
Okay. Ron?
Airship 27, just as we talked about earlier on the year, we're just gearing up to start 2014. 2013 was a banner year in production-wise for us, and we've got some exciting new titles that are coming out. And as things go along and we do future shows, I'll be, as always, promoting those. I've got several writing projects in the works right now, and I'm going to have a whole slew of short stories appearing this year in various anthologies from different companies, plus a short novel, G8 and His Battle Aces, which will be coming from Moonstone Books later in the year. So as those things all fall into place, I will definitely let you know.
Awesome. And as far as I go, I got edits back on my story for the Singularity Rise of the Posthumans pulp superhero, or not pulp, steampunk superhero book, prose book that I am contributing to. So I've got to get those back to the editor, but it looks like things are positive going forward. I can't say too much beyond that, but I can say that their feedback to me about the story was very positive and uplifting, so I'm very excited about it. And we are having a meeting tonight as we're recording this. We're recording on Thursday. We're having a meeting tonight with Comic Frontline talking about some stuff, so there'll probably be some more details and announcements coming out of Comic Frontline / Dark Avenger Inc. Upcoming as well about some new content that is going to be hitting those channels. And I think that's pretty much it for now. So we hope you all enjoyed this very special 250th episode. We thank you all for all your support over the years and your continued support going forward. We hope you're as excited about these announcements as we are, and looking forward to all the changes and cool stuff coming to to the channel, to the show. And, so stick with us through the year. It's going to be fun. And
we leave you with this. According to the Chinese astrology, 2014 is the year of bacon.
There you go. And, of course, we...
Yeah, but technically, Ron, isn't every year the year of bacon?
It is, yeah.
I won't argue that at all.
Yeah. But, of course, if you have any comments, questions, or suggestions for us, you can send those to zone4@comicrelated.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, subscribe to our YouTube channel, which we will be utilizing a lot more this year, some way, shape, or form. We'd like to thank the official bands of Zone 4, the Raywell Band and Society's Play, that you continue to hear on the show each and every week. And with that, once again, thanks for listening, and Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yeah, whatever they said.
In the danger room, in the school for gifted children, there's trouble that brews. The X-Men and the Cyclops rushing, but don't be afraid. The telepathic voice announces, this is only a test for the X-Men.
This has been a Gonzo Goose production.